Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Pentiment, where I guess the dancing has ceased already. People got tired of the dancing. We are supposed to be going to eat with the abbot, like right now, I think. Right? Is that the time it is? Vespers meal hours. It says it right here, and I'm so glad it does, because otherwise I would not remember what Vespers was. I guess it's 6 p.m. Right? Casper
Yeah.
is going to stay here and help with the decorating or whatever. I think. Master Andreas, you best not keep the abbot waiting. Go on, we'll meet up after supper. All right, don't get into trouble. We broke his little heart. I feel actually kind of bad. Kid, you're all right. What's up with this? I can't observe it from back here. Okay, yeah, nothing new really. Okay, yeah, I guess we better not keep the abbot waiting. It doesn't seem like anybody around here has anything to say to us, actually. Hello, chickens.
Chickens. I love a chicken.
We can go back into the church while Thomas is distracted. Just wreck up the place. I'm not allowed to steal anything.
What?
But we can look at this. Did we have this choice already?
Yes.
What does the labyrinth symbolize?
I think it's what we chose the last time too.
I am saying each of them so that it is recorded that we had those thoughts just in case it matters for the purposes of having noticed something. I'm metagaming. All right. Across the meadow to the church.
Wow.
Obviously, we will stop and pet Schlau. Aw. Schlau, your head is so oddly shaped. It's not exactly a cat head, right? Like, the style of illustration, heads are a thing of great difficulty, clearly.
Yeah,
So
you have to be
if we
really.
pull back to the margins, like, I don't know. This is wrong. This one's fine. This one's fine in the lower right here.
Yeah, I feel like the thing about a head is that you have to take a lot of practice and observation and maybe they don't want to do that.
Maybe they're less interested in the reality of the situation than sort of the impression that the head leaves behind.
I mean, you've seen the way that in the Middle Ages they draw babies, right?
Yep,
Babies don't look like that.
That's true.
They know babies don't look like that.
And it is once again largely a head based difficulty that they seem to be having. Where was I supposed to be meeting the abbot? Hold on, I'm sure it's marked on my map. I just kind of like wandered into the church without a plan. Oh, right.
The abbot's house.
How about the abbot house? Where the abbot would be. Sure. If I'm honest, I wasn't trying to get anywhere in particular. We were talking. That had my attention more than anything. So that's down here, right? It's just outside the thing. No, this is the guest house. The abbot house is this one.
Which you couldn't go into before.
Yes, we've never been allowed in here.
Well, someone has a fireplace. Okay.
Oh, you can't access it from okay, I didn't have to go back outside. Mirabilis! Oh, what a stalwart pup. Look at him. Brilliant. Crops seem to be doing all right, I think. Fucking, as far as I can tell. What do I know about plants? You know, peas and stuff. Delicious foods,
Peas.
such
The
as peas.
grossest vegetable.
What about a durian? Oh, wait, the durian's probably a fruit, isn't it?
A durian's a fruit, and I hear the durian is quite good. And I've never had one because they're very hard to get a hold of. I know they smell really bad, but they're supposed to taste actually really good, like a custard. And I do like a fruit that tastes like a custard, like. Oh, what was the one that I gave you to eat and you hated it?
A pawpaw?
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Okay, I did. Okay, that was a strong word. I'm sorry. You it was not to your liking as much.
Yes, well, I have famously, I have the palate of a 5-year-old. So if it doesn't taste like a cheeseburger or a cake, it's gonna be tough for me.
I mean, I will say that one probably wasn't quite ripe yet because all the ripe ones have got taken already from the orchard. So
Anyway, for people who are not familiar, which is probably actually almost everybody, because the pawpaw is like very regional, right?
yeah, it's just like in the Midwest,
Yeah, it's like
United States.
it's like a weird fruit that's only ripe and like it's only food for like 3 or 4 days or something. And their blooming season is really short, so that you don't get them all over the place. And despite them being a local thing, I had never had one before, and yeah, they don't really agree with my tragically undeveloped sensibilities. Anyway, check it out. It's this asshole. God bless you, Andreas. I'm glad to see you received my invitation. Are you ready to eat? Sure, yeah. Good.
This is very awkward.
Andreas, thank you for coming to dinner. We did this part already. Yeah, I thought you didn't ever want to see me at Kearsau again, Father. What changed? I'm not playing nice with him. He needs us more than we need him, or we would not be here, so fuck him. Yes, well, the Lord calls us to forgiveness, even when that might be difficult. I think it's high time we reconciled, Master Mahler. Please sit, and we will pray together. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Lord, direct each of us here toward your wisdom, prudence, and guidance in your future actions. Our future actions. They wrote down the word your right next to the word our as I was reading. It's very distracting. Through Christ, our Lord. Amen. Brother Wojslav was indeed prompt in delivering my message. I'm surprised you deigned to drop by at all.
Oh, this was like a big meal.
This is a big meal. You have done quite well for yourself, after all. It is good to see that your time at Kearsau was not squandered. You even look the part of a famous artist now. What have you been doing in recent years after leaving such a mess in Tassing? Okay, dude. So we want to like maximally rub his face in any of our successes, or do we not even want to play this game?
See, this is tricky for me because
I actually kind of like just cutting through the bullshit. Let's not play.
yeah,
Let's not play. Like measure our what do you call it? The official qualifications. My brain. The word. It's gone. Whatever.
accomplishments. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
just like fuck him. What do you want?
I just want to make sure we can eat. I don't want to get up for eating.
I am simply trying to make conversation, Andreas. Of course. But why did you really ask me here, Abbot? In truth, I had hoped to discuss the rising tensions between the Abbey and the townspeople. I'd like to clarify the situation for you, Andreas. Ooh. Oh.
That
That was a lot of shaking. I don't know that this makes sense, though. I think that this is kind of like a stupid thing to say.
yeah, I would go with the first two.
Yeah. Clarify what exactly? I simply want to ensure you understand the circumstances objectively, from all angles. I believe you've only heard from one side of the issue, Andreas. Otto's little speeches about taxes don't account for the entire situation. Okay, why demand such high taxes then, Father? Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Damn it. With the
let me know what
scriptorium
that was.
closure, the taxes are necessary to make up for the lost income. Well, I mean, to be fair, it does feel like he sort of brought that on himself. Although we do know also that business was sort of drying up.
Yeah.
It does seem like that's also kind of his fault, though. Like, Matthias had no trouble maintaining connections and buyers. The problem is that you're an asshole.
I mean, yeah, but this is, still like pretty. I mean, I think the problem is he's an asshole, but at the same time, it was like one of the only scriptoriums left in
Yeah.
the area, and that's because the printed books are coming out. I do like that second one, for the record.
Okay, yeah, let's push
That's
there. Well, why not ask the bishop for help? Ask the bishop? I have the authority to keep the abbey running, so I will in the way I see fit. I will not shame the abbey that way. Brother Guy has gone over the expenses himself. Raising taxes is the best way to cover these costs.
Yeah, brother guys.
Interesting. I wonder if that's actually Gernot's appraisal of the situation or if that's Brother Guy's appraisal of the situation. But what about prohibiting the peasants from using the forest? That's a new restriction. Okay, so some pheasant, some lebkuchen.
Assume is a kind of bread, and then
I think
is that all we
the
got?
other thing also looked like bread. I don't know. Here's a pie, but I'm not allowed to click on it. I'm going to eat the lebkuchen.
Okay, I'm going to look up the lebkuchen. I think it's a bread, but...
The forest belongs to the abbey, and the peasants have no right to use it. Legally, it's theft. Okay, well, obviously I have a lot of problems with this.
So lebkuchen is a honey-sweetened German cake, molded cookie, or bar cookie that is similar to gingerbread.
Okay.
Just have some gingerbread for dinner with some pheasant and... Okay.
Sure, those things go together, right? Again, it's all the same to me. For me, it's just like, well, none of this is a cheeseburger, so. So I kind of like sort of like brandishing the word of the Lord as a weapon against men of the Lord all the time. I think that's very fun. But I also do kind of want to pursue like what exactly is it that he thinks we're going to be able to do about it?
It's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, why bring the issue up with me then? You need to talk to the townsfolk, not me. I don't have a stake in this. I've tried talking with Otto, but the man won't budge. I asked you here for your opinion on the matter, since the peasants refused to speak with me directly. We're more of a conduit of information than anything. I hear they will continue their disobedience by collecting herbs on St. John's Eve. The whole town knows I've forbidden it. The matter is grave, and I will excommunicate anyone who breaks my order.
That's... I mean, excommunication's that's kind of a big deal.
Is it? Do you reckon from what you know that this is true, that he can't even actually do that?
I mean,
if it's here,
yeah,
and it's
because bishops do. Okay, so I know that during the First Council of Nicaea, one of the 20 canons was that a bishop could not excommunicate someone, or so bishops do excommunications, and those excommunications had to be verified at like a synod or something to make sure it was a good excommunication, and not just because bishops are messy and love drama. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't think an abbot would necessarily have the authority, but I'm uncertain of that.
All right. Well, yeah, between that and him thinking it and it being here because of our knowledge,
Yeah,
it's probably real, right?
yeah.
Father Abbot, you don't have the authority to do that. The townsfolk live under the ecclesiastical jurisdiction of the Prince Bishop of Freising, not you. Andreas, you are hardly an expert on canon law. I assure you, I will have the support of the Prince Bishop. Well, I'll just think that over with a mouthful of pheasant.
I wonder if pheasant is pleasant.
The thing that got me laughing there was not you saying, I wonder if pheasant was pleasant. It was me knowing what your face looks like on the other side of the call. Because you said a cute thing. And I know what you do with your face when you've said a cute thing.
Yeah, to be clear, you're not seeing my face. You just
No,
know.
I just know.
You just know from the tone of my voice and what I said what my face looked like.
Because you are
Yeah.
adorable.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Remaining impartial will be impossible as long as you're in town. Support me in ending this foolish rebellion. You have a reputation in town, Andreas. You're a successful man, and the townsfolk believe they are like you. I'd like you to convince the other townsfolk, the printer, for example, that this uprising is not in their best interests. The rest of the town will follow, and the peasants will have no chance to resist. We can end this peacefully. Yeah, for a certain definition of peace. How do we, because I have zero doubt that Gernot would absolutely just, have everyone in town killed. Rather than, suffer the tiniest insult to his ego.
See, I think killed is a little. I don't know if he'd go as far as killed. I think he'd go as far as excommunication. And the Prince Bishop of Freising might go as far as killed. I don't know what Prince Bishop's deal is. But I definitely. Yeah, I don't know.
What if we did the murder? We're waiting for a murder to occur, right? Structurally, we know a murder's coming. What if we just kill this dude right now?
Here's the thing: they would not let us punch Guy.
What if we pull a poker face? We just sort of juke the structure, and we murder Gernot at his own table, and then accuse Guy of it. I can't find the button for this. I'm pressing all of the keys. Kill. I typed kill. Okay, I typed kill. Let me turn on caps lock. No, that didn't do it. All right. What about this? What do we say the second one here?
Yes, I think the second one's probably the best choice.
I can't believe capital kill didn't get it done. The peasants have genuine grievances. Why not talk with them and negotiate? I am a forgiving man, but Otto's stubbornness has challenged even me. Otto is past the point of talking, Andreas. That's why I'm begging you for help in the matter. Please, take more time to think about it. I apologize. We must conclude for now. I must excuse myself. I am expected to lead a service at Compline tonight. Think on what we've discussed, Andreas. I trust you can find your way out. I will, Father Abbot. Good night. See, I could find my way out, but I also could burn the place down. Return to the commons. Can you believe that they won't let me get up to any kind of mischief?
It definitely seems like so far we've had less. It's always been go here at this hour, now go to that hour. Whereas in the first act, I felt like we had more leeway to kind of. I mean, maybe they'll change after the murder when we start actually investigating the thing, assuming there is another murder.
Well, there would be if I had my way.
Love that for you, hon. Look at those pigs. I love those pigs so much.
Once again, I don't... It's just not what a pig face looks like. Look at the ears. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to... Listen, I'm not trying to dunk on a bunch of dead monks or anything. I'm just saying.
Here is a problem. I want to see more animals than what we're seeing. Like we've seen the pigs and the horses and the cats and the dogs and the chickens.
You want to
like I
go
want
to the zoo?
It'd be nice if there was a zoo. I would like to see maybe a rat. That would be good.
This is the first time we've been in the aquarium.
Yeah, looks like.
I didn't even know this room was here. I'm just looking around. Looking for opportunities to notice things occurring. Matthew! Aw. We don't really get to talk to Matthew. Matthew never has anything to say to me.
You know, that's odd since he's now the prior. You think he would...
Maybe he likes being on guard duty.
Well, I'm saying you think he would that would have, be able to talk to him about that. We haven't talked to him at all, I think, since we've come back, have we?
No, I don't think he really likes us, to be fair.
That's not our fault. The game had a bug.
No, but he didn't like us before that either.
Yeah.
I don't think that actually occurred. I don't think that we are on the hook for that having happened. Because nothing else changed. So I think the bug was just that dialogue displaying. All right, we're not allowed to talk to Guy about the books, which is what I was hoping to do. We should stop by the woods, right? We should head through the woods and see what people are up to. Are people being disobedient in the forest? I do my best to be disobedient wherever I go.
Yeah.
It's it's remarkably quiet. What's up?
Oh, when you said you do your best to be disobedient wherever you go, it reminds me of when someone asked you to explain your Be Gay Do Crime shirt.
Be gay, do crime.
Crime. It's pretty, people are asking a lot of questions that are answered by my Be Gay Do Crime shirt.
Whoa, check this out. This squirrel is fucking...
Squirrel's amazing.
Hey, Smokey, how's it going? Evening, Master Mahler. You're not taking part in the festivities? Bob came to ask you the same. Didn't see you at the bonfire. I imagine it'd be a great chance to gather gossip. Huh. Plenty of gossip. Did we have this exact conversation already?
Yeah.
It's an enchanted evening. Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, we get enough fire and smoke as it is. Decent folk don't like to associate with my kind. Even as they like the charcoal, they hate the burner. Other than Andreas. He occasionally comes by, but I guess he has to keep good relations for his trade. People suck. I'm sorry. But people avoid you even on a night such as this? Well, fine. They're not as bad as usually. But truth be told, I don't really care. I've made my peace with the matter. For me, it's a night like most others. I prefer staying sober and observing the townsfolk. Easier to get all the gossip for the year to come, you know? That's a good point. We should probably be doing that. Besides, I reckon I'm growing too old for mischief. Best let others run around in their silly costumes.
Silly costumes.
Can you get too old for mischief? What would that be like?
I don't know. I'm very old, and I'm not too old for mischief.
I think you still have some youth in you. Ha! Like the sun rises to its highest point every year, so my back grows ever more crooked. But I appreciate you coming by. I wish you a pleasant evening, Master Mahler. Okay, yeah, that was substantially similar, but not exactly the same as the conversation we had earlier. Hold on. You know I gotta look. Let's just see. Let's just see if anything suspicious is happening out by these ruins. It's entirely possible that the person we saw at the ruins was just a thing that's relevant to the Act 1 case, and that it will never come up again. Could be. I guess I'll never know. Alright, everybody's at the bonfire. Is there anything that we could do, like... Is there any mischief we could get up to alone with people's houses? What if I started a variety of small fires?
A variety of what, sweet?
Small fires?
Small fires. Okay,
Just
it
to keep things lively, you know?
Oh, I cannot imagine you starting fires, sweetheart.
No, I would never. Okay, yeah, still the same deal. Hey, Carl, what's up? Evening, Andreas. Say, how do you like the bonfire? We built it nice this year, big and sturdy. No, I'm not here to neg their bonfire. It's a fine setup, Carl. Excellent work. I know we can't compare to where you're from, but we still give it our all in celebration of the light who prepared the way for our Lord. Anton, you remember Andreas Mahler, the master artist? Yeah, I've seen him around town. Son, be polite. Hello, Master Mahler. How are you? This feels like a weird... I'm not opening up to this child.
No. I just go off the top one. That'd be my instinct.
All right. I'm well. Thank you, young man. It feels very formal to me, but I guess it's fun as like a way of making fun of him for his manners. Anton's a good boy, let me tell you. A bit of a rascal, as you can see, but he's got a good head and a good heart. Likes to hide it, though. Dad, will you stop? Easy to rile you up, just like your mother. Oh, yeah, how is Helena? Is she not attending the bonfire? She'll join us later. She went with Martha to dip their toes into the stream and to pick some flowers for the garlands and wreaths. It's important to hold traditions. See, you say that, but I was just in the forest. There's nobody in that stream. Do you think they would take offense at the question if we asked about pagan customs? Some people are cool with the pagan stuff, and some people are trying real hard to appear to be Christian.
Yeah, I don't remember Carl's deal, so I can't.
All right, I'm just going to say it then. Wreaths dipping into the stream, aren't these more pagan customs? Oh, not so, Andreas. St. John the Forerunner walks the streets at night, blessing any door with a wreath on it. Isn't he dead? How can he walk around at night? Oh, the veil between the spirit world and ours is thinnest on these nights. All manner of spirits walk about. Evil ones? Like demons and devils? I've never seen any, though. And you won't have to if we're careful, my boy. The bonfire will frighten them off with the help of the Lord. I like the fact that the bonfire is the primary actor and the Lord might, like, pitch in. It's why we have the feasts and celebrations. Speaking of, what do you think of the festival so far, Anton? It's fine, I guess. I like the fires when they are lit. The mountains get to twinkle like the stars. I don't like when people get drunk and rowdy as the night goes on. They get into fights and all. Oh? Anyone in particular? Well, not as much lately, but Martin used to get into trouble. Well, yeah, okay. Anton's got a good eye. Martin's been a solid fellow since once he came back. But he sometimes drinks too much. This is a weird way to use... I wouldn't write this sentence this way.
Yeah.
He's calmed down lately. You know, he used to be kind of a shit. Language, boy. God doesn't look kindly on blaspheming. But those are your words, Dad. Also, is calling someone a shit blaspheming?
No, not. I don't think so.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I don't know what that word means. Best you don't quote me. Quote the scripture instead. It's better for your soul.
There are people who do see swearing as a kind of a blasphemy, but I don't know if that's a culture belief at this period of time, or if it's one that's a German belief. I know it as a a tradition like that I was raised in, but I'm not sure.
Do you want to tell this kid to ignore his dad right in front of his dad? I don't remember Anton at all.
No, and I don't really remember Carl, and I don't want to again.
You listen to your father, Anton. I will. I do. Jesus. Hey, what did I just say? Don't let your mother catch you with that mouth. All right, well, I'll let you get back to the festivities now. Okay. I am not allowed to stop and talk to the adorable children. I want to ask about my hat.
It's not your hat anymore.
Yeah, I want to ask about that hat. Well, well.
That's a deep subject.
You're that artist, the one who lived with the Gertners. Got mixed up in the wonderful killing of that rat, the Baron. Yes, Andreas Mahler. I know your damn name. Anyway, no time to talk now, fancy man. It's time to call to the fire. Call? Perchta, the pagan goddess of the Alps. Okay. We had heard this before, but I have already forgotten. So yeah, Auda Ans, Mama Perchta, obviously. She's speaking some kind of language there. It looks French-ish.
Yeah.
And she's having a great time. She's really enjoying herself. Sorry, did I hear Perchta in there? So what if you did? Did you become a hound of the Lord during your time away? You come to Tassing to sniff out the heathens and heretics?
So I actually really like that they did not do the color thing with the word Lord with her dialogue, since she's not.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I hadn't even thought about it.
That's a really nice. There's a lot of attention to detail on this that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm less cool when they talk about Saint Paul and they underline Paul and it's the kid. Like maybe someone should have caught that, but otherwise the attention to detail is really extraordinary.
You're never gonna let it go.
It happened more than once.
So I don't like this. Like, I was happy to have an opportunity to like bond with her over like, hey, I know the old pagan stuff too. I don't like the fact that my only options here are forget I said anything or like calling her out for invoking a pagan goddess. I'm just gonna say never mind.
Yeah.
Enjoy the evening, Andreas. But if you want my advice, stay out of the woods tonight. Huh. Well, I was already in the woods tonight and it was remarkably tame. Master Andreas, look at how big the bonfire is. The decorations are so fancy. What is this? Why do we always have to have an option to shit on the fire? Well, the St. John's Eve Festival is a big event for Tassing. I missed it last time I was here. Haven't you ever been to a festival like this, Casper? No, I've never seen anything like this. Can I stay at the bonfire and see the costumes and watch them collect herbs, Mr. Mahler? Please? Yeah, all right. Just follow along and don't get in their way. Wait, I don't want to... No, I guess I think I'll just turn in for the night. Apparently we have to turn in for the night here. I'm not gonna make Casper come in.
Yeah.
In part because I'm hoping that this means I don't actually have to go either. Yes! I promise I won't make trouble. I'll see you tomorrow, Master. Yeah, okay, so I don't have to go right now. It doesn't teleport me to bed. Andreas. Salutations, Andreas. Most wonderful to see you here. I see you two have met. What do you want with an inventor? I make all manner of mechanical contraptions, filled with gears and levers and other such delights. I love a man who's delighted by a lever. Andreas here.
I don't love a man who describes his own work as delights. Containing delights. I feel like that's... Okay, let's continue.
Andreas here is a man of the mind. Why shouldn't he find interest in my work? For all the use it is. The mind of the inventor exists to create, to build, to go one step further. One step further toward the garbage heap.
Nice one.
Yes, sick. It makes sense you'd also be rude to your friends, Werner. What's that supposed to mean? Yes. Now, perhaps you'll find a friend yourself someday, Master Mahler. Oh, yeah? Well, I had one, and he died, so now who's the asshole? Sorry.
Why isn't that a dialogue option? It's so good.
Sorry, I really amused myself there. Andreas, have you had the chance to look around town tonight? I imagine the sights could be inspiring to your artistic mind. Sorry, what do you mean? What? Well, look at the peasant ingenuity on display. The bonfire itself, for example. It is built to allow the air and heat to flow through it at great speed. And how it roars. Do we want to just keep pretending we have no idea what he's talking about? I kind of wonder how exasperated we can make him.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yes, and... Exactly. Gaze upon their skill at stacking logs upon logs. Almost worthy of a university degree. These people have natural traditions. They've managed to figure out many clever things without even the most cursory education. It is knowledge that hails from preceding generations. Lived experience passed along the chain of time. Not quite the knowledge of a rigorously educated mind, perhaps, but nonetheless useful. Okay, here's where I have to veer off of the make him exasperated plan. I feel too strongly that we need to say this. But listen, you don't need a university education to be smart. Of course you would say that. Neither of you know these people like I do. God has assigned them their place in the order of the world for good reason. There is some merit in learning from the peasants. Even you, Werner, given their understanding of herbal remedies. Their traditions are profane. Consider the Eve of St. John, tainted by their pagan rituals. It's an affront to Christ. Saint Eligius warned against precisely this nearly 1,000 years ago. Did he now? The patron saint of goldsmiths worked tirelessly to convert the pagans of Flanders to Christianity. Huh. He's being super weird, right? Like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell, man? So, here's one of those things where, like, there's a couple of different ways you could read this, I think. One of them is being dismissive, like, and the pagan rituals don't even work. The other one is, like, as a defense against what Werner's saying, like, listen, they're not doing any harm.
Yeah.
I want to say the second one, I think that's what is intended here, right? Given the context. I'm going to say it. And nothing has come of these pagan festivals in all that time. The harm infects a man's eternal soul. You might not see it, but God can. Where'd all this newfound piety come from? Don't pretend to know anything about me. I've been on the pilgrimage to Aachen. I have visited the Marian shrine and stood in the presence of those holy relics. The Marian shrine, an ornate golden reliquary in Aachen Cathedral. It holds the swaddling clothes and loincloth of Jesus, the Virgin Mary's dress, and the decapitation cloth of John the Baptist. be in the presence of St. John the Baptist's beheading cloth was an experience I will never forget. Okay. I'm not trying to like be rude about anybody's religious beliefs, but like what exactly is it about standing in a building with like a loincloth that a guy wore and a cloth another guy's beheaded on? Like, what is the... I do not understand the like sacredness of these objects conferred upon them merely by proximity.
I mean, I think also because you're seeing the thing that actually well, it didn't, but that we're told it is the actual thing as a historical relic, then you feel connected physically, to the physical presence of these people. It's like, okay, I have this...
How holy are the
cousin.
photons entering my eyes right now?
Okay, I have this cousin.
Yeah.
Who really likes The Room and has bought most of the wardrobe of Lisa from The Room. And that's tremendous. Those relics are tremendously important to her. It makes her feel connected to The Room. I feel it's the same thing.
I unironically agree with you. It is the same thing. Anyway, John the Baptist was a prophet, forerunner of Jesus Christ. As his name suggests, he was responsible for baptizing Jesus. He was beheaded at the command of Herod Antipas.
Yep. He was Jesus' cousin.
Well, I'm glad you've had an experience. Your family must be proud. They are. This guy got under my skin a little bit. Grand. Now I think it's time we return to the festival. We're here to celebrate.
Is Warner the new guy?
The new guy?
The new guy.
Balthazar just moved here. Remember, he's the...
No.
Oh, the new brother guy. No, the brother guy still exists. We don't need a new brother guy. We have the old brother guy. Oh, and do come by my workshop, Master Mahler. I would love to exchange ideas. Yeah, it would be my pleasure. I might do that. There's a chance I will remember to do that. Hey, Il Peter, what's up? Good evening, Andreas. Nice to see you here. Grandpa, look who it is. Oh, that first line was her, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the artist.
She just making fun of her grandfather. That was fun.
Oh, the artist. You're still around? I thought to stay and enjoy the festivities. You know, this one dance that they do for hours and hours? Ha! You call this a festival? You haven't seen nothing yet. You're not going to tell the story again, are you? Now you kids need to learn it by heart, else Perchta will run you down. This is about the Wild Hunt. In Germanic folklore, the Wild Hunt is a supernatural cavalcade of spirits and fiends, which may cause destruction or portend war and other catastrophe if not adequately appeased. The Wild Hunt is often led by a legendary figure such as Perchta, or, the devil. I think this is also weird, like the idea that the Wild Hunt could portend war if not appeased. If you do what they want, then it's not an omen of war. It's just like...
Yeah.
The thing about the future is it's very malleable. This is about the Wild Hunt? Yes, it draws near. Heed my warning. Grandpa, you're getting agitated again. It's not good for your health. Nonsense. I can outlive any bastard out there. So, where was I? The Wild Hunt? Yes. Did you bring your mask? Oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to bring one. Ha! The fools I have to suffer. The masks are to protect us as we banish the witches and spirits into Perchta's path. She punishes all humans she finds in the woods on St. John's Eve, since only witches are out in the wilderness. And also the charcoal burner. Anyone caught will be turned into animals. No one but a priest can then turn you back.
Why their heads are all so weird? They didn't start as animals.
Well, I guess I can imagine a worse punishment. You joke, artist, but you won't be laughing when Perchta finds you. Stay indoors tonight. If you want to come outside, stay within the light of St. John's fire. At least St. Satya blesses the herbs of the forest this night. And the women will gather the herbs, regardless of that bastard abbot. Well, it's certainly important to stockpile some for the winter. Yeah, thank you for teaching me more about local traditions. Although it sounds like Andreas kind of already knew, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Big Jorg. You grab some of those ashes with you after the bonfires died down. Fine. What are the ashes for? It's to spread across the garden. Ensures a good harvest. Figures you city people don't know shit. Don't be like that, Grandpa. Now that story time is over, how are you enjoying the evening so far, Andreas? I've spoken to a few other people here. It's been very enlightening. It's the best time to spend time with your friends. Have you heard anything interesting? Ha! Gossip. You two are like that burner in the forest. Smokey, that's the one. Yeah, we know Smokey. Listen, I know a thing or two about Smokey.
I like that when we were in the library, everything was very illuminating, and now where the bonfire is very enlightening.
Okay. Always nosy about other people. Yeah, I'm just gonna totally bulldoze him. Yes, it has been fun to hear what people think about St. John's Eve. Maybe you'll get a few dances as well, eh, Andreas? I'd rather not. I hope I'll get the chance to dance with my dear. I can't see why you couldn't. Big Jorg's right there. Yes, Big Jorg. Well, I shouldn't keep you from the night's celebrations. Until later. Weird. It's a weird thing to just kind of let slip there. Hello, Master Mahler. Evening, Till. Enjoying the festival? Very much so. I perhaps feel a tad old for the more active side of the celebrations, but I enjoy the sights and sounds. Did you know the word for the summer solstice leads back to the Romans? I thought you didn't read Latin. I've picked up a few words over the years, and I still have the mind to put two and two together. Admirable, I must admit. That's nothing, Master Mahler. Mainly proverbs and the occasional word, hence solstitium. Such as it looks at this time of year. The sun rises higher for a long time, and then it stays there before falling again. A fitting allegory for the great cosmic arc of mankind, rise and fall. But to make up for that, dancing, leaping, songs, joy and mirth. Doesn't feel like this would be sufficient to keep away, sort of like species-wide decline. People do seem elated, though I don't think the same applies to Abbot Gernot. Otto's courting danger, I agree. Going against the decrees of the Abbey like so. The festival's always had a rebellious streak of jest. Rebellious streak of jest and mockery. I don't see it as sacred as some. And what are we mocking? Well, the fools of the community, most like. The vices folks get up to, especially those more important than us peasants. Overall, I think it just brings people together. I wish I could read more about all this. Well, with the Abbey selling books from their library, I hoped I could get some for myself, but it proved to be far too expensive. Klaus and his printings have proven to be of more use and a fair bit cheaper. Do we want to ask about interesting tales in general?
I'd rather ask if he's read the
Okay,
12
you want to
articles.
get his temperature on this, the
Yeah.
issue at hand. Fair enough. So does this mean you've read the 12 articles? I have. But that's not a talk to be had on this eve of celebration, Master Mahler. Yeah, I see your point. Well, have you maybe come across any interesting tales? I have indeed, Master Mahler. Or, I didn't quite understand everything. The text was in Latin. It was by a Roman named Strabo, and it was about geography. That's why I noticed it. I don't believe I've had the chance to read anything by Strabo. Well, it was a fairly complicated read, I must admit. The book was about many kinds of barbarians, which also included the Rati tribe I read about years ago. The people who used to live on this very land before the Romans arrived. He called this place Ratium and described it as a cluster of daub huts, and its people hostile and warlike, only interested in hunting and fighting. There was something about Manus and his sons, but I couldn't understand a lot of it. In any case, when the Romans came, most of these locals were driven out, but some were captured to work in the fields and the mines. What were they mining? Salt, I guess? It used to be the backbone of this land. And what happened to the locals who were forced out? No idea. I would imagine that after the Romans were driven off, when their empire started falling apart, maybe the barbarians came back. But were they really the same people or nomads from elsewhere? I guess we may never know. Thank you for the weirdly contextual history lesson. Like, who is just sitting at a bonfire just like, hey, kid, come here. Come here, I got a chapter of a social studies book I remembered that I want to share with you.
I mean, sweetheart,
Yeah.
I've definitely gone on dates where someone just info dumped about random. I don't know. That feels.
Sorry, are we on a date?
No, that's not what I said. I'm saying, I feel like I don't know. Some people info dump. You know.
I think the context does a lot of the work there. It's way more appropriate to just like talk to somebody. I don't know. Why, Martin, look who it is. Good evening, Andreas. Andreas, you're staying for the festival, I hope? Of course he's staying. Who would miss this? Especially after you burly boys built such a beautiful bonfire. A burly boy like me would do anything for you, Dove. Couldn't help myself. Stare blankly. You know what I like is to be rude in a way that's very weird.
Notice.
Want the people you're being rude to have no idea why this is happening to them. Brigida, Martin, you're both feeling very festive, I see. The food, the fire, the dancing. It really is a night to enjoy. It's to honor the anniversary of the birth of Blessed John, a vigil for he who prepared the way. Yes, and he'd have liked everyone to have a good mood in their hearts, and good food in their bellies. As a hermit who wandered in the desert, living off locusts and wild honey, he probably wouldn't agree. I'd like to live off some wild honey myself, if you catch my meaning.
Oh my.
He's earned a snort. I'm
Yeah.
giving him a snort. Martin, please behave. Yes, dear. I'll pray to God to relieve me of some of my unclean thoughts. Tut, you'll get no dances tonight if you continue this impishness. See, Andreas, this is the kind of difficult married life I have to deal with. Yeah, quite. So, what's next for the evening? Will you heed Otto's call and go into the forest? No, I'm really not looking for trouble. There's enough of that going around. Even though you supported him earlier during his speech. I mean, he speaks his mind on what's important, but like I said, I've no personal interest to provoke the abbot. We are God-fearing people, Andreas. Hey, what did you argue about with Otto anyway when I first saw you in the meadow? Oh, nothing of note. Andreas, please, enough of this talk. We're here to celebrate. And Martin and I will dance until our legs begin to waver, isn't that right? Would not miss it for the world. Huh. You know, usually you say this when you're trying to be insulting. I don't feel like it is meant as an insult here. It's just like a weird thing to... It's a weird thing to say in earnest.
Yeah, I personally would go with the top one.
I'm definitely going with the top one, yeah. Well, that's delightful. I hope you have a great evening. You as well, Andreas. Yeah, they deserve for me to be nice to them. So I think we're supposed to go to bed now still.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not this. Is it this one? Just shows me what my current objective is. Ah, this symbol is our mystical spirit.
Okay.
Andreas has absorbed some concepts of Christian mysticism via the heretical book he found in Kearsarge's scriptorium. He's continued his studies with other translated texts as he has found them. Huh.
Okay.
So is this something we earned by having found the book like we wouldn't have had otherwise? Interesting.
Yeah, the book that we kept. Yeah. That was going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's neat.
That is neat. So my guess is I'm going to try to step into the woods here one more time, but my guess is like we're going to have to go to bed and then we'll be awakened during the night by some sort of coincidence. And that's when we'll have the opportunity to encounter the townsfolk in the forest, because I feel like we were already down here and... Yeah, there sure doesn't seem to be anybody. So, to bed, I guess.
Too bad.
Nope, that's the Drucker house. Sorry, we need to go one more screen over into the meadow. This is where the golden hand is. What's his name is not up and about, but Samuel still is.
He really loves sitting there.
At some point, he's going to wear that blade down to a dagger. I assume that's what he's doing. That's how daggers are created. All right. It's getting late. I should get some rest. We were just in the forest. There was nobody else to talk to.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Seems odd. I was expecting to see a lot more like wild shit happening on St. John's Eve, you know?
Oh, we get another dream sequence.
Oh no.
Oh no, why is it an oh no?
Listen, these have a lot of dialogue in them.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Why? Why am I being made to do this?
Oh, I don't.
Just keep running. It's Sabine, who presumably at this point we've met and know the sound of her voice. What is it? What? Come home. How does he speak to the Sabine in his head? I kind of wonder if his relationship with the life that he is not interested in leading is sort of like guilt-ridden. Like he feels like he's supposed to want this stuff, right? Because if we talked about last time about him like having respect for his father and brothers as artists, like they are doing the thing right. So maybe he views his own and supporting Casper and still becoming an artist. So maybe he views his own failure to be satisfied by it as a sort of a personal moral failing.
Yeah.
And so we're less annoyed and more like, I will soon.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you.
All right. I thought tone of voice, I thought maybe you had something to add.
She just looks really sad.
Yeah. Dealing with Andreas all the time is probably not like the greatest treasure in the world. You're lying. Sometimes I think you must despise me. But maybe it's more than that. Maybe I'm nothing to be regarded at all. Her text is different than everybody else's, right? Like these bees they're not even consistent with all of her bees. But I don't think we've seen this character from anyone else, have we?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have.
I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping at nothing here. What am I to you now? An annoyance? A bother? A nuisance to be ignored while you lead another life in Barcelona? Or was there ever an ounce of love in your heart for me? Again, it's... Ooh. I mean, this is how he felt about it, right? He was not...
Well, he hadn't met her yet.
But he didn't have a lot of respect for the fact that that was true. Like, that there was this marriage that had been set up and he hadn't even met her. This was never about love, Sabine. Not at first, no. But I suppose it was too much to hope that a seed of tenderness could grow between us. Again, the shame.
Yeah.
Just say nothing. Fine. Go back to your little schemes, the only things that make you happy. This house is so lonely without him. Stop. Your presence would only amplify the grief. Stop! Leave me alone. Leave me alone with the memory of him. So you had theorized, based on something earlier. I don't even remember what it was. Something that didn't appear to me to contain any evidence at all that perhaps there had been a child, and a loss.
I mean, it was the particular dialogue from the inner voice, but also just like a lot. Just the I was feeling some at the edges of it. It was resonant because pardon?
I was gonna say you're very keen. Generally, I think you catch that stuff a lot better than I do. So
yeah, and also so I've never lost a child, but a living child, but in my previous relationship there were a series of miscarriages, and the pain resonated. I don't know, it felt very familiar.
just leave me alone, just for one night. One night where I don't have to dream about him. Please. Thank you. Okay, so Andres is carrying a little bit more than perhaps had been made obvious before.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. What is our relationship to this particular sort of manifestation? This is a thing that happens a lot, right? Just give me one night without means most of the time we do dream about him. So, sort of a resigned, hello, August. I know you aren't going to say anything. You never say anything. I think he's tried this like 1,000 times, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't helped. So at this point, he's just sort of like stuck in it. And he says nothing. I'm so tired, August. Do you get tired where you are? The last time I saw you, I said goodnight to you. I couldn't come to the bed, so I stood in the doorway. I just stood in the dark. You didn't say anything back, so I said it again. I don't know how long I stood there, just waiting for you to say goodnight. You still look the same age to me. I wonder if I'll ever forget your face. Do I remember your mother as she is? I think we've sort of like crafted a version of this where he didn't really ever love her, right? Like that's not what it was. It was this like economic thing arranged for other reasons. So, or am I just thinking of some perversion of Daniel's portrait? So this is something that I think this is a brutal moment, but I want to like take a moment here to appreciate the craft of it.
Yeah.
You managing? It's sort of extraordinary in its brutality, and I think that there's something really beautiful here in being caught between these two things in a way that like this is really a video game emotional beat. Having to experience the feeling of being caught between these two things, neither of which you really want to have to commit to, both of which you're sort of like afraid of the implication of.
Yeah.
But because it is you who has to make the choice rather than a character that you're experiencing from the outside. Even in a first-person narrative, it would not be the same. Boy, how grim. I think we sort of established, though, right, that it wasn't about love, and that probably Andreas feels trapped by this life. It probably was closer to hate. Can you ever picture? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think. I mean, from the way that she said not at first, you know, I'm wondering if, because you spend time with someone, even perhaps in an arranged situation, which is not something that's really relatable to most people these days, obviously. But you know, they grow on you and you like them, and certainly having a child would potentially I feel like the death of the child is the thing that broke it. Maybe it was never that strong to begin with.
Hmm.
I don't know. There's part of me that feels more the pull of the first one, but
Hmm.
um, I'm kind of in a I'm kind of in a fucked up headspace right now. So I'm gonna let
Yeah,
let
this
you steer
is
here.
I know this is going to be a little harder on you than it is on me. I think I'm gonna bear toward the bottom here because I think like the version of this story that we've crafted is one where like this whole thing was a trap that he was trying to stay out of for as long as possible in Act One, right? Like the way we
Mhm.
talked about Sabine, the way we talked about the life that was waiting for us, it is a thing that was inevitable, but that he had no interest in being a part of. It's just like he knew he would eventually fall into. And I think he grew to resent it more and more. And the
Yeah.
death of the child certainly would like that would be a sharpening, I think. Can you ever picture someone clearly if you hate them? I loved you, little boy. I loved you so much. Sometimes I wish I could die so I wouldn't feel it anymore.
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard one.
But I can't. So I retrace my steps every night. And I find my way back to her. Back to you. I love you, August. Good night. And then they make me run in the damn maze some more.
Well, because it's a trap.
Wow. What happened to this place? Where is Prester John? And where are Socrates and St. Grobian? Grobian wasn't on the Ship of Fools. Sure.
Okay.
Won't you answer me? No thoughts for Beatrice? You are Beatrice, aren't you? Once, I was a voice of caution, of prudence. And now, more and less than caution. The ache of doubt that stiffens to paralysis. Paralysis that breeds despair. Melancholia. What happened to the others? What happens to you happens to us. The foundations of this city are still moored within the ocean of your mind. Its court does not rule your mind. Your mind rules the court. Once reason, curiosity, and the foolishness of youth dwelt under the aegis of your intellect. I am all that remains, the melancholy of life's autumn. But it is only June. Wit can't save you from your own mind, Andreas. Boy, don't I know it. What can? A course other than the one you have already run. Another course? I'm 33. I have a wife, a workshop, clients across the empire. And it's brought you here, Andreas Mahler. Well, what am I supposed to do about it now? Change your life. Wait, I shouldn't be here. I needed to help someone. Is Casper all right? Ah, so your thoughts aren't entirely turned inward. There is still something in you that cares for others, in spite of your melancholy. Perhaps there is still hope for us. Wake up, Andreas. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a way to view it, right? Because we have played the deal with Casper as though we are still trying to instill hope in him. So like there's some spark in Andreas that still at the very least thinks this kid could do it right. This kid could have the right thing. It's just sometimes hard to find under all the other stuff. Well, I was like, we'll go to bed and then we'll be woken up by some sort of plot contrivance and then we'll stop the episode right there. It'll be 30 seconds. And instead, it was that thing. Can I tell you? Happy we ended an episode with it instead of starting an episode with it.
Oh yeah, no. Jesus.
Yeah. Video games. This is really well written. I'm continually... I find myself continually more and more impressed with it. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, there's someone out there we still must save. And we'll see you then.
Bye.